started selling drugs hard, and I just started basically doing everything I could. There'd be times where I sleep in abandoned houses, and when times I get hungry, I figure the only way I can eat is to rob somebody. So I go around robbing people, selling cocaine, marijuana, and X pills, just trying to live life. That's what I thought it was. And one day, I was in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and I got caught with some cocaine, and it led me to here.
So if you could tell, kids out there who are, they haven't been caught yet, but they might be dealing drugs or they might be in gangs, what would you want to tell kids who are out there having a hard time?
I would tell them, acting tough ain't succeeding. Being yourself is succeeding, Get your education, because drugs don't last forever. Only thing that's lasts forever with drugs is either dead or in jail. And get you some benefits going, because you're going to need them when you get old. And just, I love everybody out there, and I want them to be something for themselves, for their family, and their loved ones.
And if you could say some final words to the kids in here that you've, become at least sort of friends with, and they're watching you leave, what would you want to say to them?
I would tell them to keep their head up, and remember what we talked about, things like education-wise, and being yourself, not what somebody wants you to be.
And any final words that you're feeling right now?
I'm ready to go home. I'm just proud of myself.
Okay. I'm going to give out the certificates. It says, this certificate declares that Charles Taylor has successfully completed the Pendleton Juvenile Correctional Facility program on this, the 9th day of July, 2007. Congratulations. Same thing for David Costello. Terrence Johnson.
What's up, homie?
And Anthony Tate.
You know, sir.
And I love to give these out because we have two young men that's achieved their GED, and that is Charles Taylor and David Costello. Everybody's got sweaty palms. Anybody like to say any closing words? Well, you four young men, there's 4 restrooms, and go in there and change into your street clothes, and then bring out your state clothes to me, and that's it.
Before you guys go in there, why don't you take your GED out of that envelope and your certificates and hold them up so that everybody can see. Stand up and show everybody what you've accomplished. Everyone stand up and show your certificates. Stand there side by side. Let's give these gentlemen a round of applause.
I am so proud of you. I bought you a cake, too.
All right. I'm going to go over there and change.
All right. I am so proud of you, baby. That's wonderful. Good deal. All right. I've been waiting on this piece of paper for a long time.
Oh my goodness, you haven't tell me how long it's been since you've seen him, how you're feeling.
I don't look emotional, but grateful because it was so hard getting here. I had so many things go wrong during the first course of the day. So, hey, I'm grateful. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic, honestly, God. And proud of him. Proud of him. Glad to see he did something right. You know what I mean? But I'm happy to see my child. That I am.
Around here they talk so great about him, how well he's done, how he's the shining light, how he's a mentor for other kids.
Really? Well, I hope he stay on that path. I really do. It's been a long, hard road for him. But you know what? Sometimes they say you gotta take that long road to get to the good part.
So how's it gonna feel having him home?
Unusual. Gotta get used to it. But it's gonna feel wonderful. I'm glad to have my child back. That's the main thing, That's the main thing.
tell me earlier he wants to take care of his mama.
Hey, I'm gonna let him take care of me too. Cause I done my fair share. Freedom, huh, baby?
Yeah.
Gonna keep it this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it this time.
I pray. Thank you. Do what you need me to do.
I guess you can carry my box out there.
Carry your box? What's wrong with your head? I'm 30, I'm 40, he not here 18, he want me to work. Are you ready to put the picture down? I'll carry your paperwork, I'll carry this. That's for sure. That's all the time.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Got
Big
big
as
arm.
me, yeah. Give me the box, give her a hug. Oh, gonna be all right, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna be all right.
We finally made it.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Okay, this is where we say goodbye. Au revoir. All right.
Well, I've always been so independent my whole life because I've been actually in the system for almost 11 and a half years. I was taken away from my mom whenever I was 4 and in a foster home until I was 12. And I was in about 15, 20 different foster homes. And, I grew up by myself. I had to.
So how's the baby?
He's great. He is so smart. He's 2.5 and I actually have a picture.
Oh, I'd love to see it. Thank you for bringing that. I don't think I did see him once, but he was just a baby. There's not been one problem since you've been placed in foster care. Not one. Thank you for bringing the picture. What a healthy child.
He really is.
Take care of yourself. See you in about 6 months. Well, she's done such a great job. She really has. I'm so proud of her.
2 weeks after he left me, which will be Valentine's Day of '98, he went and got with my friend, and now she had a baby. And she was also 14, and he's 22. My mom did let him stay the night with me, which, if I have a daughter at 14 years old, she's not bringing a 20-year-old man in my house and staying the night with him. In fact, she better not even have a 20-year-old boyfriend.
That's a scary proposition for a young person to face adulthood as a single parent with limited education, with limited job skills. I don't know how some of the young people survive.
I blame my mom for the things that she's done to me. Like my mom kicked me out of my house whenever I was pregnant. Finally, they put me with my foster mom that I have now, and she is wonderful. I've been there since my son was 3 months old, and I probably won't leave until I'm like 20, something like that. I don't know why I did it, and I didn't need the money. I had no reason to do it, but I did.
After a week on the run without her little boy, Delena couldn't take it anymore and called her home-based counselor.
I said, I can't do this anymore. I need to see him. I took myself to the youth shelter, and then I lost him, and I haven't seen him. I didn't get to see him for weeks, and that was just... And then the first time I saw him, the first thing he said to me was, "Mommy, are you sad?"
As to the allegations you committed the crime of forgery, what exactly did you do?
I wrote 2 checks and signed Kathy's name.
And you intended to commit the crime of forgery when you did that?
Yes.
What were you going to do with the money that you received from these items?
I was going to give it to a person that I liked that wanted it.
I agree with the recommendations. Delena said to me, "Kathy, I never meant to hurt you. I didn't think you'd find out."
This did hurt you very much, though, doesn't it?
It's been devastating. I told Delena in the first time we ever met, when she said, "I just want a place to live where I'm wanted. I want to be part of a family." I said, That's what I want. I want a family. I wanted to be Delena's mother and Gavin's grandmother. I've been saving for her college. I didn't know what else to do when I found out she forged the checks than to press criminal charges. It's similar to what happened last summer when she took my MAC card and took $300 out. And when I confronted her with it, she denied it. And then when she realized I was going to watch a videotape of the transaction, she admitted to doing it. I want her to accept some responsibility. Delena, could you look at me? For what she's done to me. And from her own heart, make some amends, as opposed to people telling her what she has to do.
I just want everyone to know that's been involved in my case, and that I know that I have been a disappointment, and that I am very angry at myself, and that I want to be a good person, and I want to do good things, and I want to succeed, and I don't want to go through the court system like this. I hate it. So I just do want everybody to know that regardless of if you don't think that I am remorseful, I am, and I am truly sorry.
There's been a lot of discussion by almost everyone about whether or not Delena should go to detention, as if that is the only issue in front of this court. That's not the only issue. First of all, the most important thing is what are the appropriate consequences for a young person who commits theft and forgery? Is Delena a bad person? I don't think so. Is her behavior unacceptable? Of course. So what is appropriate will be 4 months of formal probation, 30 days in a secure detention facility, participation in the Victim Offender Reconciliation Program, and monetary restitution to be paid in full to Kathy Brown, complete the Youth Education Shoplifting Program in order to understand the effects of stealing, complete the brief intensive group at the Center for Behavioral Health to address Delena's substance abuse issues, 40 hours of public restitution. Now, I have not said exactly what the recommendations are. I am going to send you to detention today for 5 days, and I will suspend the 25 days. So you will go now with Miss Kane out of this room, out of this door. And Delena, I wish that I could have seen you walk out of the door leading to the outside. She wasn't here for all of the good she'd done in the past. She was here because she committed 2 offenses.
Hi, Pam Kane, probation. Need to go from 3 to 2, please. This is what I deserve. I don't want to go, but this is what I have to do.
Her future's in her hands. I do not know what that will be.
Kathy ended up adopting Gavin, and I still have a very, very good relationship with Gavin. I'm still his mommy, and you know, we see him weekly, and he just doesn't live with me. You know, Gavin has said to me before, I think you love Sage more than me because Sage lives with you. And you know, I've explained to Gavin several times, you won't be able to understand it yet, and I can't explain to you what has happened until you're older, and you will be able to understand.
It's a window.
He's surrendering.
Although I would want more than anything for Gavin to be with me and to live with me full time, I'm thankful that I at least have a relationship with him.
That's a leap of love. She did that because I would imagine she felt that Gavin would have a better life, would live in a more stable environment than she could provide for him at that time. But the fact that she has remained in his life has to be a double blessing for her, for Kathy, and for Gavin.
My name is Miles Folsom. I'm 17 years old, and yeah, when they sentenced me to 36 years when I was in court and said that I was going to prison, I was speechless. I couldn't say nothing. I just looked in awe as the judge walked out of the courtroom.
I'm Colt Lundy, and I'm 15 years old.
And the minute you say 15 years old, Colt, it makes people wonder, what's it feel like to be 15 and be in a place like this?
It's overwhelming just to know that, like there's people in here that can be like my grandpa. So it's really quite odd most of the time because everybody calls me youngin', and I'm always treated like, well, I'm like a little kid.
I mean, just knowing that you can't change anything. I mean, it sucks, sometimes, having to live in this cell and be here. But the more you think about it, the more it just brings you down, because you can't change it. The only thing you can do is, strive to get out of here as quick as possible. Acting out, fighting, and doing all these things. It's only worsening your situation, And it's like, it sucks knowing that my family's like 300 miles away from here, and in the beginning, time goes slow because you're always thinking about it. But you learn to try to, it sounds bad, but shut that out of your mind. Because, the more I think about my family and what they're doing, the more it hurts, and the slower my time goes. It's like, I love for my family to come visit me. This will only be the second time, but it sucks when they do because they have to leave. And just to see their backs, walking out that door and knowing that I have to stay here.
These are my scores from my test. I maxed it out. On the highest book, I got the highest scores you can get.
So that's for math, reading, math, and language?
Yeah. This is the test you take before the GED.
You're a smart kid, huh?
Yeah, try. Hopefully commissary will come tomorrow.
How's the commissary work? You gotta have a little money in the account?
Yeah, you order it, and then it comes like 2 weeks later. And this right here is my workout bag. Put books in it, and then you curl it. So then I got...
Go ahead and curl it one more time.
These are all my study books. We just use them for weights, though, when we're not studying.
Makes sense. Yeah. And which bunk do you have? The top one?
This is my bunk. My bunk, and just write letters, how much to do.
I hope it's a strange thing. Like, I want to be out 4 years from now. Once I finish my college degree, I want to go back to court and show the judge, all the things that I've been doing. But it's like, I've thought about it, and if 4 years from now, she decides to say, well, hey, you've been doing good this far, why don't you do another 4, or, I gave you 36 years for you to do it, not to come back to my court and, try to wiggle your way out. It's like, I feel like I want to explode, you know, like I see kids, you know, around here and they're just acting stupid, you know, and it's just such an easier thing to fall into what everyone else is doing, you know, just act stupid, get into fights, you know, and it's like 4 years from now, like I could tell myself, you know, yeah, if I don't get out, then I'm just gonna, you know, go crazy and do whatever I want. But I know when that day comes, and she tells me, you know, well, you know, you could go back, you could do some more time, that the first thing that I'm gonna think about is doing right until I can go back to court. It's like a thing, you wanna fall into all this because it's the easy thing to do. Just like crime, going out and stealing money instead of earning it is the easy thing to do. But in the long run, it's not the right thing to do. Well, as far as communication in this little cell, you got to find a perfect balance. You know, like me and Cole, we have a good balance. My last cellie, me and him, we were good in the sense that we could go days without saying anything to each other, and there was no resentment, there was no interruption in the flow of things. You know, we would just do our own things, and sometimes, you know, it's great because, you know, like we have this, you know, great flow where it's, you know, like midway. So, you know, sometimes, you know, we know when, you know, we each need our own, you know, alone time, and then, you know, when it's time to talk, because things, you know, they can become very impersonal in a space this small. Especially, you know, when, you know, for me, you know, I like spending time in my cell. Most people, you know, say they want to get out of it, but, you know, everything that I need is right here. Everything that's out there, I mean, it's of no interest to me. You know, the hardest thing for a lot of people is just to be alone with themselves. You know, to be within your mind, because there's no better place to be when you're in prison, because everything outside of it, everything, you know, outside of this door and this cell, not so much in this house, but in other houses, you know, that I've been in, you know, it's like that cell door, you know, is the threshold to just chaos.
I'm Italian. It's what we do.
Yeah.
You're laughing, I'm crying. Ridiculous.
It's
How you feel, Miles? It's got to be a...
He's sad.
How do I feel?
I'm happy. He's sad.
Yeah.
I'm a little sad too, but
Been a long time.
Yes. Had a good go. You know, placement security is not something you are privileged to in the DOC.
Yeah. So would you guys consider yourselves best friends?
It's my little brother.
that's pretty much it. I don't have a brother, like a biological brother, you know, but picked one up in prison, so.
So how do you guys, do you plan on trying to keep in touch? How does this work?
Yeah, well, officially you're not allowed to without approval, so I suppose we will try to get approval, and then if not, well, word of mouth.
We're gonna roll the doors for chow in a second, so
Okay.
it's getting ready to
Will I
get
have an
loud.
opportunity to use the restroom up there?
No.
No? Alright.
Well, you
I
can
better
use
do
it
that
here.
one time.
Yeah.
Actually, yes.
Are you
Never
sure?
mind. Yes.
Sure.
Yes, I'm sure.
Alright. Because, yeah, I don't know how long we're gonna be in this van.
Yep. Yes,
Alright.
you can.
Alright, that works. Ready to
Any
roll?
final thing you want to say, Miles? Is, I mean, this is a transition for you too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Life-changing events. I don't know if there's much to say. It's more of a feeling that we both feel.
Like some people can share like silence. You don't have to say anything.
Well, I have a feeling. Oh, there go the doors.
What's happening?
Not much, bro. Take it easy, Colt.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Do they all know you're leaving, Cole?
He's whipping you around from the hair department.
I know. What's up, Billy?
What's happening?
He's trying.
Trying. You got a competition there.
Yeah.
Well, I have a feeling this isn't going to be the end of the Colt and Miles show.
No, probably not.
I have a feeling this is a lifelong friendship
Absolutely. Yep.
or lifelong brotherhood, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You ready to go?
Yep.
Colt?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably need to go. Quicker we leave, the more time we can spend. Huh?
As long as I can use the bathroom.
Yes, you
out
can.
there.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Right.
you
Well,
can.
I'm gonna push his cart and then bring that cart back. Is that
That's
cool?
fine. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, we can make that work.
Let's go.
Say goodbye.
Look good for TV
Yeah.
too.
Say goodbye to your dorm room, right?
I don't really care about the dorm.
Thank you.
I don't know. I just gotta take mine.
Bye.
Yeah. It's funny to think like I'll never see the inside of this place again. It's good. It's a good feeling.
5 years is long enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, how are you?
What's up? I got some in the box.
You got a box of stuff up?
Yeah, it's right in there.
Yeah. You guys take care.
Your watch, your shoes need to go in the boxes.
Alright.
Okay, that's the first one you got on the game. Sweatpants on underneath your browns.
I got shorts on.
Yeah, that'll go in here too.
Which boxes?
It's your clothes box.
Oh yeah, that's big. Socks? This?
Won't do strip search in there.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like socks. Like,
No, you'll wear that out.
Hey, is that, what's that guy's name in there?
There ain't a guy in here.
We don't have a shoe guy yet?
Gifford. Gifford's over here.
You got a count here
Okay,
too?
just,
It's hard.
that's the one that got, yeah, let me put the shoes.
Glad you could actually come down here with them though.
Yeah. I would have raised hell.
Yeah, we got the other 3 or 4 down here. All right.
It's gonna be a long day.
Hey,
Well, have you been down here for something like this before? Or?
I came in.
Oh, so this is the same place where they bring you in?
Yeah.
We're gonna take the guy over there and then come back and take
I can feel gravitational knowledge attributed to this moment, lengthening the chasm of despair between my heart and mind, the warring between what I know should be, what I would want to be, and the reality of what is.
Already? Yeah. Hope everything goes well.
Take care, Lundy.
Yep, take it easy.
Oh, window.
Mr. Larson,
Yes.
the attorney's here for Mr. Miles' visit.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I suppose we should go. Don?
Yes, pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man.
Go ahead and have a
Hope
seat.
the drive wasn't too bad.
No, it just started raining after I got here. So, I've read a little bit about what's going on with you, and I haven't seen a whole lot about the case up in Portland County, so I want to talk to you about a couple of things today.
Yeah, any questions, man? I'm here to help.
First thing I have to talk to you about is kind of the elephant that's in the room. This isn't about that. If I represent you, a normal attorney-client relationship exists, so our conversations are privileged, and that means it's your privilege, not mine. I can't waive it.
So, my name is Miles Folsom, of course, and 23 years old today. And, I was arrested 3 days before my 16th birthday, and I was arrested for, armed robbery. I had robbed a guy, and I had beat him up pretty bad. And then 3 days later, a burglary charge that was unrelated. The fingerprints on that had come back, and that was tacked on to the list of charges. I was waived to adult court about a month later and put into the county jail, and my initial list of charges, which was like 11 felonies and 4 misdemeanors, ended up being dropped down in adult court to an A, robbery with a deadly weapon, 3 Bs, one of which was robbery, and then criminal confinement, and then burglary, and then 1 C felony, which was intimidation.
Waiver. Do you recall a separate waiver hearing? Did you consent to waiver? What do you remember about that?
No, it was just one waiver hearing for all of it.
Okay. How long did the hearing last?
I wasn't at the hearing. They held it without me.
Was there a discussion with your attorney about fighting waiver, whether it was going to be contested or agreed, risks or benefits of it?
We didn't hire an attorney until I was into adult court, so the public defender, her name was Kathleen Evans. I had known her since my first arrest at 9, and so she sort of knew my history. And no, there was like she tried to hand my case off to another PD, some younger woman, and she told me, like, listen, Miles, there's nothing I can do for you. I tried to give it to someone else with maybe a little more vitality, but there's just literally nothing I can do for you. And that was sort of the discussion. And after the waiver hearing, she pulled me into an interview room and started telling me, like, the maximum and minimum on this, a list of 15 charges, and I mean, I just died.